Well, hi, folks, and welcome into another edition of This Week in Pearl. I'm your host, Frank Hutton, and I'm excited to bring this show to you each and every week. As we go under the dome this time of year, we talk about what's happening down at our state capitol, what's being talked about, passed, etc., and what may die in committee. I'd love to have this conversation with our guests, Dean and Jean. So don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to go straight under the dome. We'll be right back.
Here in Pearl, we have Trustmark Park. It seats 8,500 people. It's a great venue that we have here locally. You can catch a baseball game. We have a new team, the Mississippi Mud Monsters, so we're so excited about that. And Trustmark Park, the stadium's been fully renovated. Adjacent to that, we have Bass Pro Shop, as well as the Mississippi outlets that people can come shop and enjoy and have a great time. So it's a good place to come. It's a destination spot for our city. We did a $12 million renovation to our Parks and Rec several years ago, and what we were missing was another key area for our children to come and just be able to hang out and have fun, but also have some playground equipment that was really cutting edge. I've always thought if you can get your community together, then you can have a stronger sense of community. And I think that's what Main Street brings to the table for us. And even though we're a post-World War II city and our architectural doesn't signify a downtown, we're trying to have an area that we create that people can come together and have a sense of community.
Well, hi, folks, and welcome back into another edition of This Week in Pearl, where we are headed under the dome halfway through our legislative session. We have come past the halfway point. I am joined today by my esteemed guest, I almost used infamous, my esteemed guest, Representative Jean Newman and Senate Pro Tem Dean Kirby. Congratulations, Mr. Kirby, on receiving the award Thursday night.
Representative Newman for that. Thank you. Yeah, I was more than shocked. I was trying to figure out who they were talking about, and then at the end, he called out my name. I said, "Oh, that was me." I didn't realize I'd done that.
Well, the service award is given by the president of the chamber for service, and
we had a good president.
And I was looking at you the entire time, watching to see your reaction. I did not know, but I was listening to Jean describe this person, and I'm thinking, he's talking about Dean Kirby.
Well, I'm
so I'm looking right at
who's
you,
he talking
and you're
about?
over there, looking at something, and all of a sudden, when he announced your name, you're like, me? It was.
Yeah, I told him he was sorry for doing that to me. but I really appreciate it. And I was more than shocked, and I really do appreciate it very much.
It was very well deserved, was it not?
I thought so. I thought he was he fits everything that I can think of about when you say service. I mean, you think about what he's done for the city itself, or what he's done for the county, and what he's done for the state of Mississippi. But see, what people don't count is what he does for individuals. He has done so much to help individuals through the years with issues that they had with the state, with issues that they've had with the county, with issues they've had with the city. And he's been there, and he's answered that call, and when somebody calls him and asks for help, he's always helped. And it's so many different things, from Medicaid, problems with dealing with the federal government. He gets them to the right people to get something done there with Medicare or Social Security or something like that. But it's all those little things that he does for individual people that you can't weigh. You can't say how important that is to those individuals. Everybody don't know about that. Everybody don't realize he's done that through the years. Right. But he has.
Well, I appreciate that. Actually, I just thought it was part of my job.
You're too kind and humble.
Well, I don't know about that. I just try to do the best I can, and I do appreciate that, all the kind words. But I don't feel like I did a lot more than anybody else would do.
I understand. That's just
if they were doing their job.
That's just who you are, which is why this gentleman honored you in that way.
Thank you. I was shocked. I told him he was sorry. When I walked up on the stage, I said, "You're sorry. You're just so sorry to do this to me." And it was shocked.
The best part about it was there was 4 people in that room who knew who it was, besides the ladies that work at the chamber and his daughter.
that was it.
And I fussed at her afterwards too.
And he did such a great job describing this individual that I'm like, that's got to be Dean.
No, I'm sitting there trying to
You
figure
were
out
thinking
who
it was
it
Earl
was.
Dean Rhodes.
I did think it was Earl Dean. Actually, he's done so much.
Sure, not discounting what he's done either.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
So-
but it was very well deserved.
Well, thank
And
you.
in a lifetime of service, I'm sure we all wish we could do more.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting on that resolution to hit the House and Senate floor of renaming this road out here the Dean Kirby Expressway.
Well, I've heard that, and if they do, that'd be wonderful. If they don't, hey, I love that road. And I'm happy to be
I
a
know
part
of a
of it.
lieutenant governor who said, I think we can make that happen. I have that on tape, by the way, Mr. Hoseman. I do have, would you like me to play that back for you?
Well,
Because I
that's-
can. I have that on tape where he said, I think we can make that happen. So, Delbert, we need that resolution to
Well,
come on through, please, sir.
Well, that would be nice, but that you know,
I know you
again,
don't.
I don't expect that, but I do expect people to travel it. That is a very, very nice road
It
and a
is.
long time in coming.
Yes.
So,
Very much
yeah,
so.
but no one person up there can make any one
No.
thing happen. It takes all of us. There's 174 legislators up there,
Mm-hmm.
plus you have to have the lieutenant governor, and you definitely have to have the speaker as well help to make things happen. And so it's
Everybody plays their role.
yeah, you know, those say it takes a community. Yeah, well, no,
Sure.
it takes a state. It takes,
Right.
but yeah, and we've got a good state, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of that road. Like I say, we've only been working on it since '93, I think.
Only since 93, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
I wouldn't
Just since
quit.
93?
I wouldn't quit. I'll be honest with you. That road in the beginning was going to be like a street, basically, with the county and city all
That's how it
pitching in.
started off. Right?
Yeah, and then due to some lawsuits and some bad dirt and some other
Oh,
things,
gosh,
we
yeah.
ran out of money. And so then I passed another bill. And the next bill I passed made it a state highway, which meant we got federal money to come in. Well, when I did that, it actually, both mayors had told me they were going to name that street after me, and I would have believed that when I saw it too, but they said they were. Well, when I made a state highway, the mayors didn't have any say so anymore.
Right. That took the power away. That
So
they
I-
gave it to the
so-
governor and the legislature.
But,
right.
but to tell you that I cared more about that road than it being named after me, that's for sure. To get that federal money it made it happen, and I'm so glad we did. I love that road. I mean, it's everyone on this end of
Well, I'm
on the
just-
west side of Pearl loves that
I'm
road.
just waiting on that Senate resolution to come out,
Oh, wow.
sponsored by the Delbert Hoseman.
He can't
can't
sponsor.
sponsor.
Oh, well, I guess that's right. He can't sponsor the. So somebody needs to. Josh.
Well, I'm not planning on leaving, and I'm not. You know, Willie Simmons called it the Memorial, Dean Kirby Memorial.
Right,
I
Memorial.
said, I think
No,
I'm still alive, Willie. Let's not do that.
I got that on tape too.
Yeah. If it takes me dying to do it, I don't care if it ever gets made.
All right, so let's jump right in. Y'all have had some deadlines pass, and then we've got some more. This month is full of deadlines.
Yeah, from here on to the end, it's nothing but deadlines.
So tomorrow, we film on Mondays.
Yeah.
This is Monday the 2nd of March. We filmed today, but we've got a deadline coming tomorrow on Tuesday, which is the deadline for stuff to get out of committee, right?
That's it's the opposite house. Any bills coming from opposing house has to be out of committee tomorrow.
By 8 o'clock.
And,
that's-
and yeah, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And
It not only got to be passed out of committee, but it's got to be
in the
sent
clerk's
to the
office.
docket room, and our clerk's office, and be signed. And
By 8 o'clock tomorrow night. It has to
And
be
I
done.
expect us to have meetings at 6 and 6:30 and 7.
Trying to get it out.
All day. We'll probably come in early and stay in just a few minutes and on the floor, and then we'll be in committee meetings going as fast and quickly as we can.
As you can, because then the next deadline is the following Wednesday,
Correct.
which is all those bills that come out of committee for floor vote, right?
That's right.
That's right.
All of
Yeah.
them.
So yeah, it's going to be very busy.
And then from that point on, you got some kind of a deadline
Yeah.
every Tuesday and every Thursday.
Every Tuesday and every Thursday. Now, if the bill coming out of committee tomorrow, well, let's start with this. First of all, if the bill does not make it out of committee tomorrow,
It's dead.
it's dead. Now,
Well,
there's 3 levels of dead.
It's
Want to make
just-
sure
I think
make
that
sure-
one's just dead
right.
at that point.
Right. There's 3 levels of dead. So
Because-
it's not completely dead. It's just dead.
Well, the reason it's only dead is because that particular bill died, but we can take that particular bill if we find a code section and put that whole bill
In something
into
else.
another bill.
Correct.
So,
Right.
yeah.
So it's not totally
And then,
dead.
Then
dead,
if it
dead.
dies, it's dead, and then
Right.
if it doesn't make it out of conference,
Yeah,
before we,
it's over.
Yeah.
Complete. But we're still in the dead.
we're still in the dead territory.
We're still in the dead territory at the
Yeah.
present moment. So if the bill doesn't come out of committee, it still technically could resurrect somewhere
sure.
else.
Yeah.
Obviously. But for the most part, if it doesn't come out of committee tomorrow night, it's not going to happen.
Probably not.
Probably not. Because that's where most of them go to die. Is that about right?
Yeah.
This is the second culling, I guess, of all of the
It is.
of all of the stuff.
And some of them will die, and people will get upset because the bill died. Then they'll find out, well, we have the same exact bill in the other chamber, and they're taking it. And so, our chairman get together from each side and say, look, we got identical bills here. You pass one, we pass one. Let's,
Yeah.
You
Language is maybe a
because it's
little
got to pass
different.
both
but-
sides.
Right. But everybody pretty much agrees, and so we'll just.
Yeah.
All right. So the quote of the week, I liked this one because we've talked about this several times. Comes from House Speaker Jason White. Quote of the week was, "Welcome to your capital. We're burning through a few $1 billion real quick." And that's true, right? We've had all these appropriation bills that we
Yes.
touched on last week that you basically swapped. Everybody swapped, and it was
That's right.
about
They-
53 bills that everybody swapped, and it's kind of the not the bulk of the budget, but it's a lot of
Yeah,
it.
that was the bulk of the budget.
Yeah.
They had like 50 something bills. We had like 50 something.
Yep.
They have one part of the budget. We have the other part of the budget. We pass that, swap it over,
Yep.
and then hopefully we can finish it up and work it out.
So we'll be looking at what they sent us and vice versa.
The word on the street is we actually are working on the budget.
Yes. Word on the street is we're working on the budget, right?
Yeah.
I hope we finish with one.
Now it appears, as y'all are squabbling back and forth amongst each other, that we might actually have a budget and not have that mess we had last
At
year.
least the majority of that budget.
Does that?
Yeah, well, we're working as if we're going to have one.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, it seems to be on track.
Yeah.
That this year it looks like things are going to end up going through. We've kind of gotten past some bitter pills.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not bringing them, but we've gotten past some bitter pills, and maybe we're getting some things accomplished on the budget side where we don't have to come back on a special session and do this. Now we're not there yet. I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
It appears that we're headed towards maybe about a $7.5 billion budget somewhere
That's
there
right.
about. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Would you say the Senate's?
Give or take a few $100 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take a few $100 million.
But that seems to be about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So budget probably in the works, going to happen.
I would guess. I don't know. I mean, you don't know at this point because I can't read other people's minds. But we're looking at about probably 7.5, 7.6 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess, and I don't.
I know it's
that.
right. But we're pretty close, I'm sure,
Yeah.
somewhere in that neighborhood. All right.
Hope
It's
so.
the other stuff that we are still kind of snurfing about that we got to deal with. All those other budgets are getting worked on and they're getting
Yeah.
done. The teacher pay raise and PERS and a couple other things that we're
Projects,
still.
capacity. Project,
Those things are kind of still up in the air. So that's where you don't know whether it's going to be 7.2 or 7.9.
Well, we're just kind of discussing the money, right?
Right,
That's really, and how to fund it. Is that
Right,
really what it
right.
boils down to?
Yeah, and,
Where's the funding going to come from?
Yeah.
But when we left last year, we didn't have all those state agencies funded. We didn't have, it was like 4 state agencies that were funded. And we left with everything else just sitting there.
And that's not the case this year.
I don't believe it will be. I think
hope not.
think we're working on all those budgets now. We're not putting them off like we've done in the past.
Yeah, but as I've said before, the percent of growth has actually declined.
Yes.
As far as percent of growth, and the last I looked in February, we were golly, what, $100 million under projection. So now those things, everything probably hadn't been put in there yet into the system. So hopefully we'll reach projection. But what I'm saying is, for the last few years, every month we were going above estimate, and now we're not. So it's leveled off. So yeah. Well, we're not having the percentage of growth. We're still having growth, but not having percentage of growth that we've had in the past.
I want to touch on something that has something to do with that. It's been we haven't talked about it at all this year so far, but it's been in the news cycle. It's been everywhere. So let's talk about it just a little bit, because it does affect revenue collected here in the city of Pearl. It directly affects that. So let's talk about it. This ABC warehouse issue that's been going on, that kind of has bottlenecked everything, that has caused a lot of pain for our restaurants and liquor stores outside of Pearl, obviously, with restaurants primarily here. It's caused a lot of pain statewide, and I believe Representative Newman.
So the way it's been explained to me is that they had a conveyor belt system inside the warehouse, the existing warehouse right now. And because they're building a new warehouse, the lease was not renewed on the existing conveyor belt. The assumption being that it would stay there until the new warehouse was completed, and then a new conveyor belt would be put over there. For some reason, that disconnected somehow, and they took the conveyor belt out. So what you have now at the ABC warehouse is individual employees, in order to fill an order, they got to take a buggy, and they got to go over here and get a case, and they got to go over there and get a case, and they got to go over here and get a case, and then they take it over there and they physically load it onto the truck. Trucks aren't being completely loaded when they go out. Some trucks aren't going out because they can't get loaded. It's a mess, and they're doing the best they can to help it. I heard a liquor store owner, I guess it was Friday, he was on the news, and he was saying, he was asking the governor to call a state emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first heard it, I said, that don't make any sense. Why would he call a state emergency? And the longer I got to thinking about it, that may be a good idea for governor to call a state emergency and bring out, we have logistics parts of the National Guard system that know how to move stuff like merchandise like that, and they can really make it happen. They're trustworthy. They're people that you could put in that warehouse and do the job without having to worry about them sitting over in the corner getting drunk.
Sure.
You can't just go get day laborers to do this.
No, you can't go down to People Ready or Labor Finders or wherever and just get somebody.
No, you can't, because that won't work in that kind of situation. But you could take the National Guard and put them in there. They'd be responsible. They'd get that stuff moved out, and at least to catch them up. There's like, from what I understand, there are like 500,000 cases of delivery behind.
Yeah.
Now that affects every restaurant. It affects every liquor store. It affects every casino in the state of Mississippi. To the extent that, from what I understand, I'm not a great numbers guy, but from what I've been told, we're like $29 million behind.
Yeah, it's close to $30 million
collections.
of tax collection.
Tax collections.
That goes a long way into that $100 million you're just talking about, and it's going to get worse.
I mean, we're coming up on drinking season, so it's got to get worse.
I didn't know we had a drinking season. I knew we had turkey season, deer season.
I mean,
you don't have your drinking license.
Summertime. I mean, isn't that drinking season?
But it is just going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we need to issue a license for that, I guess.
I guess we could. Good idea.
Like fishing license.
Maybe we should.
But I don't know. Other than pulling the National Guard into that warehouse, I don't know of another good answer, because they can't hire enough people and get them qualified and get them in there to do this kind of work.
No, they can't, and especially since the new warehouse isn't going to be ready until 2027. I mean, we just started 26.
Yeah.
So this could get completely out of hand. So,
and I would expect people, I mean, we're losing money, no doubt about it, because people that live near the border states, they're going to Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, whatever. I'm sure Alabama. So yeah,
You've got restaurant owners selling to each other at this point.
probably.
You know, they're bartering back and forth, and they're on the news talking about it.
They'll be having bootleggers again.
Yeah, I heard one particular guy say on the news that he had a 3-month supply, and he's really weird about it. It's luckily he had stocked up a lot.
Sure. I mean, I'm
But
sure.
my understanding is a lot of people just took for granted that it was going to be in the warehouse and they could get it.
Right.
So that was a very smart liquor store owner, actually, that had a 3-month supply.
Most restaurants don't have that kind of space to store a
No, they
2
don't.
or 3 months
They-
supply.
they ex-
and you take a restaurant. I'm not going to name restaurants, but you take a restaurant that sells wine and sells a lot of it. They have to go through a lot of cases to satisfy that. So I don't know. I just don't know how they're going to make it. And this is going to hurt small businesses. This is going to hurt some of the liquor stores. It could put some of them out of
Well,
business.
It could.
Well, it could. Restaurants, I've always heard restaurants make their money on alcohol
Yeah.
more
Sure.
than they do food.
And
so,
it pays the LWG. That's what pays the lights, water, and the gas.
Yeah.
It keeps all this brick and mortar there. I mean, the overhead is so much higher on the alcohol. If they lose that food revenue is not there. The expense, their margins on food are just not enough to sustain, you know, a restaurant of any size. It's just not. I don't know. Now there has been talk about temporarily suspending it, where the liquor companies could directly sell. There's been talk about
Can't do that.
privatization.
We'd have to pass a law.
There's been talk about all
Governor have
kinds
to
of
call a
stuff.
special session in order to pass a law.
I
to
know,
let
right?
that happen, and
So
it just creates too many problems.
So for people, so this was killed several years ago in the Senate. There was a bill that was introduced, didn't really get far, about privatizing liquor sales in the state of Mississippi. Now, you collect a lot of revenue this way. Sin tax, I think.
Right,
Is you
yeah, I
explain
call it
how
sin-
this works.
So, the reason the state controls the liquor is to control the money from the liquor.
Yep.
You know, the sale that case of alcohol to a liquor store, the liquor store pays the state collects tax on it, and so the profit is tax. That's what they're getting. And I don't know what the rate is. It's really high. It's like 28% or something like that. So they collect that tax directly. So you take the liquor, the warehouse out of it, and then they're supposedly not able to collect all that tax. So that's the difference. And you call it what you want to. It's a sin tax. You know, they charge it on whiskey, they charge it on cigarettes, they charge it on gambling. You know, so
But you're collecting state money up front
right,
yeah.
instead of letting the business owner.
Well, they're still paying sales tax.
right.
Yes,
Business
they're-
owners still say, but this is excise tax on the
Correct.
whiskey.
Yeah.
And you're collecting it up front, well, the excise tax. But a
Right.
lot of things are paid by this excise tax.
That's true. We're losing the excise tax and also the sales
Sales
tax.
tax.
Correct. So you're losing both taxes if we don't get this figured out. But privatization is not gonna. That is a non-starter.
I don't see it because of the loss in the tax revenue. That was what was explained to me when they killed that bill. You got to understand something. I don't vote on alcohol bills. I'm a no. I'm always a no. I don't believe in it. I've been in the bail bonding business all my life. I've seen the results of what drinking gets you, and so I'm never going to vote yes on an alcohol bill. I'm sorry. Now,
Well, you don't have to apologize.
I mean, some people get aggravated with me because I won't. But
Right.
I'm not voting for alcohol. I'm
Right.
just not doing it. So, but I also understand the plight of these restaurant owners and even the guys that own these liquor stores and stuff, without being able to get this product that they need to sell. They're selling out of an empty wagon. You can turn the wagon over and throw it away for long.
Exactly, and it's going to get worse. And I like the idea of maybe the governor having to step in, because the National Guard, they would bring the knowledge and the hands.
Yeah, they know how to do this stuff. I mean, they know how to move materials.
Yeah, quick,
Yeah, quick, and set up and make it happen quick.
and at least get them caught up.
Yeah.
Well, as I said before, we always have one shocker every session. This may be the one.
This may be the one right here. It just may be, because I know that it will affect the revenue in the city of Pearl directly.
Yeah.
Because our restaurants are suffering because they can't get the inventory to sell.
And people don't go to the restaurants if they can't, some people won't go to restaurants if they can't get a bottle
A
of wine
glass
to
of
go with the
wine or a
spaghetti.
bottle of wine, or right, to go with something as simple as spaghetti. Exactly. Well, we'll keep a pulse on that because there's a lot going on there. All right, so the other one that I wanted to touch on today, as you, Representative Newman, like to call it the dog e-bill.
That's right.
The
Doggy bill.
the dog e-bill. This bill is a monster. It's pretty good size, and it's House Bill 1529. Let me kind of set the stage for this thing. It's passed out of the House, and I'm gonna kind of just give you the highlights of what this bill covers. It is the Efficiency and Transparency Bill, House Bill 1529. It touches state vehicle and travel reimbursement, IT and cellular service oversight, sales tax vendor discounts, shared office space, back office services, veterans home purchase boards, K-12 efficiency tech, accounting, transport, charter authorization, peer and district efficiency, MDE tech, nutrition programs, charter school authorizer board, accounting and transportation guidance, prison industries work, initiative data and collections, as well as dental hygienist and general supervision. And then there's some other stuff in there like repealers and cleanup. Oh my goodness.
That's a simple little bill.
It's a
Christmas
simple,
tree.
large, gigantic,
Christmas
huge.
tree.
It's the whole purpose of all that language, all that you just said, is,
Yes.
is to make government efficient. It's to make sure that the government, all those agencies and all those people that are doing that are doing what they're supposed to be doing, that they're spending taxpayer money correctly. That's all it's about. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing that Elon Musk was doing for the U.S. government with his doggy
The Doge, the dog e-bill.
Yeah, the dog e-bill.
Right.
And so it's the same thing. And we have people out here that work for the government that are sadly are in it for themselves. So we just need to look at the state needs to take a real hard look at all of those things and make sure that it's being done for the taxpayers mm-hmm. and not for something else.
Well, one just like state vehicle and travel reimbursement. Now, Senator, you touched on this earlier. This is a push agencies to right-size fleets and reduce high personal car mileage payouts where a state vehicle would be cheaper. Now, y'all done stuff in the past.
We formed pools in all the cars so that people
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't be paying so much for their personal vehicles, and felt like it was much cheaper to have a pool and check a car out to go to the coast and come back in the same day, that type of thing, where everyone was being reimbursed mileage. So it's something we need to look at again because it's evidently may have gotten out of hand again, which can easily happen.
I guess it could, as you alluded to, Gene, that some people are just in it for themselves. I'm not saying that everybody is. We're not pointing fingers at anyone.
Most people that work for the state trying to do a good job, trying to do what they're supposed to do.
That's right.
But something as simple as a vehicle, if I know that I can make money using my own vehicle, the temptation is there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the motor pool and getting one.
Yeah.
You're just trying to eliminate that. I mean, that's just simple. So the reason why I bring this up, because I want to tell people how does it affect people in Pearl. So in our district here, the pieces that will affect us is the MDE tech and disaster recovery planning, accounting manual changes, and the transportation guidance and the ad valorem formula tweak. Those would directly affect us here in Pearl. Now, we can get into the minutia of all of that, but the premise behind this is what?
Premise is to make government efficient. to make sure that the taxpayers' money's being spent on what the taxpayers want it to be spent on.
And whose job is that to oversee the overseer?
Well,
To make sure that it's efficient.
And
I mean,
I think it goes under the governor's office.
yeah,
Yeah.
state auditor and governor, I would think.
so the peer committee obviously
Oh yeah,
Right.
would have a lot to do here.
Yes,
As I go
absolutely.
through this, they would have a lot to do here.
What it really does is make the peer committee completely relevant, because it takes all those reports that they do where they say these problems exist and nobody does anything with them. It would make it where somebody did something with them.
So, for instance, the peer committee under Section 6, K-12 efficiency, tech, accounting, transport, and charter authorization. It would be the peer committee's job to prepare a report on how school districts are implementing efficiency measures, looking at consolidation of services, shared purchasing, transportation, etc. So really you're talking about an ROI report. Is that basically what we're talking about
yeah.
here? Just a return
Well,
on the
as you
state's
know, the
investment.
peer, because we had the director of peer on this show.
Oh yeah, it was great.
And-
That was a great show. I loved it.
Yeah, and they do a good job. And I mean, they thoroughly investigate every state agency or school or whatever. So, yeah.
Now
But
here's
put teeth in what they say. That's
basically what we're doing here.
Right.
Because in this particular instance, here's one, and this affects MDE. This is one more. It says that MDE must help districts create technology and disaster recovery plans, and peer obviously would help do that.
Sure.
That brings us right around to this mess and debacle we've had at UMMC.
It's a mess.
I mean, I think they're finally open today, but they've been out of commission for what, 10 days?
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. And they're talking about here, help districts create technology and disaster recovery plans. You would think the hospital obviously had a disaster recovery plan. But I don't know how efficient it
Obviously.
was. I don't know if peer reviewed it. I don't know. Here again, I think you just
I don't
alluded
know
to
that.
it. Peer can write all these recommendations all they want to. Where's the teeth? Is that basically what we're
That's
saying?
basically what we're saying.
I don't know how to put it any other way. So if you don't do X, what happens then, Gene? What's the Y? What am I missing? Fill in that variable. If they don't do these things, this becomes law. Peer goes in and says, where's the accountability at that point? People start getting fired? I mean, what happens?
I would say that's probably what's going to start happening is people will start getting fired. I mean, that's what this is designed to do is either you resolve the issue or you go find something else to do.
All the way up to senior department management,
I would think.
you would think. Because, I mean, this is passed over on the Senate
I would
side.
say if it,
Or,
like it
and-
was
and
at the
of
state,
course,
it starts at the top
and
and
of
works
course,
down.
We have some good department heads. I mean, we really do. But there's no matter what you're doing, you can always improve it.
Sure.
And so hopefully peer will make recommendations for improvements, and things will be okay.
Do you see anything maybe happening because of this UMC? Have y'all heard anything on the street?
I haven't.
No, I mean, and you know, we don't know what exactly happened yet. You got the FBI involved and NBI, everybody else involved with that. You know, I've heard some guesses as to what it was, you know, how they got in and all that stuff. But you know, you this until we know exactly what happened, or you know, that you don't want to just go out there and start doing something. But you know,
UMC has bought several smaller hospitals around the state, so it's not just Jackson we're talking about. And also they have integrated systems with Baptist, which has several hospitals, and so it's affected Baptist as well as UMC. So,
Yeah. It's been a mess.
Yes.
And of course, it's what I do every day here for the city. And we try to protect against that as best we can. And I'm looking at these peer report on how to implement efficiency measures and how to do, you know, backup and disaster recovery and all that. I mean, a report is only good on paper until you need one.
Yeah. What were they asking? 57 million?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and companies and hospitals have had to pay this just to get their data back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nightmare. I mean, here at the city, we can tell our viewers who may not watch the board meetings and all that, here at the city, we pay for cyber insurance here for
Sure.
that particular reason. Should something happen and we have to pay a ransom, then we have cyber. Now, will it cover all? Maybe not, but
And it's become expensive.
It has.
And every large business, not just state or
Yeah.
federal,
Right.
needs it.
you have to think about everybody's personal information that's involved here.
Sure.
You know, their medical records that are involved with all of this, the HIPAA compliance, oh my
Oh,
gosh.
it
Not only
has-
does the city face that issue, but we also face the issue of the the NCIC, the National Criminal Information Center. We tie into their network. So there's a lot of reasons for all of these DOJ efficiencies to be looking for these
Sure.
things. But I guess the question is it's great to pass the bill, but what happens if you're in violation of it? I don't see anything on the other side is what I'm asking.
Sometimes you got to take things one step at a time.
Okay.
You got to hook the horse up before you start plowing.
Well, this is true. You can't just go out there and expect the plow to pull itself, right?
That's right.
Right. And I agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here in this bill. We could probably break it down because even down to prison industry's work initiative data and calculations. I mean, let me just explain what this little bit. This program must track and report for each participant the dependent support payments, fine, restitution fees, and costs ordered by a court. Remaining sentence length, the date a financial account was created for the participant. So this is more of a precise net wage calculation and better data reporting for oversight and transparency. Yeah. That's all great. I'm for
But
that.
what if they don't do it, right?
What if they don't do that?
And the problem is, the reason that's there is because they're not doing it right now.
Right, they're not doing it now.
And that's causing all kind of problems. So, that's probably everything there is something that's happening now. So
Okay. So
and I'm not sure they're not doing some of those things,
Right.
but they're not doing all of those things.
and we've talked about peer before, but in just a nutshell, Senator, peer. How does that? What do they do when you just?
Well, I mean, it's a state investigative office is what it is, and if someone complains about whatever agency, how they're not handling money properly, how they're treating employees or whatever, then we'll investigate it, and the peer committee will actually decide whether or not to. The peer committee made up of House and Senate members.
Right.
And then we'll vote yes or no to investigate and tell them what to investigate.
Got it.
So,
And this law.
and every state agency is investigated, by the way, every term, every 4 years.
Okay.
Even the state auditor is being investigated, or audited, I should say. Every state agency. So.
It's not a bad thing.
No.
We don't mean this in a bad way. You're just
No.
trying to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money.
We're making sure they're handling things as they should handle them. Yeah.
Right. It's not a bad thing. And when we had,
And of
when
course,
we
a
had
lot
Ted here, and
a lot of the complaints come from some disgruntled employee that didn't get a promotion or got their salary cut or whatever. The job description may be changed. So yeah, we get hundreds of those, and
Right.
so you have to. Peer committee goes through them and then tells the committee, this looks legitimate or may be legitimate. Here's what we've found so far. Do you want us to take it further and go out and totally investigate that agency? And and we do a lot of them.
And so what I'm seeing here is you guys in the House basically took that and said, we're just going to make a law for the government efficiency that's going to be requiring peer to do these certain things.
Well, and
instead of it coming to you and then the committee saying we want to investigate it or not.
Yeah, the peer committee is not the Gestapo. I mean,
No,
they
it's
just
not.
go out to make sure things are being done properly and make recommendations on how to improve those situations. So if it's something that we see that's illegal that's possibly doing, then we turn it over to the Attorney General at that point.
Well, I know it's sitting right now in the Senate Accountability, Efficiency, and Transparency Committee,
Yeah.
which meets tomorrow.
Well, it has to.
right?
Yeah, they are meeting tomorrow at 3 o'clock, as a matter of fact.
So that's a Tuesday at 3. They will be meeting on this very thing,
Yes.
probably,
Yes, and several more.
and several more. It was also sent to the Senate Education Committee, which passed it on through. So
Okay.
it's already gone through Senate Education.
So-
It is now with the accountability group.
Double referred. So
Double referred, that's
yeah.
correct.
So the bill will be handled on the floor by Education Committee because it was the first one named.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if the accountability group,
If they approve
right, the
the
Education
bill
Committee,
or any amendments the Education Committee may have made, if they approve that. Now, if they don't, if they amend it again, it has to go back to Education,
And then back to them.
then back to them again.
and
Which
all
ain't
this
gonna
has,
ain't gonna happen.
and all this has to happen before
The
March 11th.
Which means if they amend it, it's dead.
It could be.
we'll know tomorrow by
Yeah.
8 p.m.
Tomorrow.
Well, what I always, when I chair the committee, I would always say on that last day, if someone say, I'd like to offer an amendment, and I would say, can you explain the amendment? And I want to ask you, can you offer that amendment on the floor, not in committee? Because if you do it in committee, it's got to go back to the other committee and it'll probably die. And some say, yeah, I know, that's why I want to offer the amendment.
To kill it.
Yeah,
Yeah, to kill it. And that may or may not happen with this. So it puts some teeth in accountability. It gives peers some real solid authority.
yes.
Of course, I have two questions that come out of that. Are we going to increase the peer budget with this? And are we going to allow them to hire more people to be able to get? I mean, as you said, Gene, you got to hook the horse to the plow first.
We will give peer whatever they need.
Yes.
Not necessarily what they
Because
want.
they know this is coming. I'm sure they've accounted for it if it passes. There's been a lot of scuttlebutt. There's a lot of discussions that I'm not privy to that you guys are, that you know in the background that you can share and that you can't share, obviously.
Sure.
But you know that's I'm sure that's accounted for somewhere.
Yeah.
This is not a bad thing, right? I mean, you voted for the bill.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing. Clearly, because I trust your judgment and you say this is the right thing to do.
Right.
Transparency is always good.
Oh, 100%.
And accountability is always good. So
I mean,
sounds
I would think that this may survive. I mean, it did
Yeah.
survive the education committee, so.
yeah, and we, like I say, we may find that it's a good bill and needs amending to make it a little better.
Well, let's do it on the floor.
Do it on the floor, send it back to them. Hopefully they'll take it. If not, it'll go to conference.
Okay. Busy weeks.
Yeah.
Lots going on.
Oh yeah.
How many
Yeah.
committee meetings do you have coming up? 3, you said tomorrow?
I only have 3 or 4 tomorrow.
Just 3 or 4.
Yeah, but now today and tomorrow they'll be calling additional meetings.
Are you still reading through, drinking through a fire hose on reading at night?
Yes, yes. It's a lot going on.
When's the last time you had to watch TV?
What is that?
You know, I hear people talking about watching different things
Yeah.
on Netflix or what. I don't have time to do that.
No.
never
And
had time.
also, people tell me, I hate to say this, but they tell me about national news, how they watch
Yeah.
Fox News, and they said,
Right,
that,
right.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I've got.
Hey, by the way, we bombed Iran the other day.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. That I did see. Because, yeah, if you turn on the TV, you saw it.
Yeah, right,
So yeah, I'm aware of that. But the everyday issues of federal government, I
No.
don't have time for.
No.
I hate to say that, but I got to do my job.
Right.
In state. And,
Same way with you.
Same way. I mean, I don't have to. When I walk in at night, if I turn a TV on, it's to watch the evening news weather
Gotcha.
to see
Yeah.
how much they conflict with the news on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
That's pretty much
And
it.
look, I want to tell you, like Gene and others, I have sold my business and I'm pretty much retired and doing, just legislation. So I really appreciate he and the others that try to make a living, because you don't make a living as a legislator.
No.
I mean, it's low paid. So anyway, don't get us confused with those folks up in Washington. They do pretty good. But
Yeah.
now they have to have 2 homes and they have to, so I understand all that too. But these guys, to keep their business going and to do all they do, yeah, I did it for years, and I'm telling you, it's not an easy thing. It means a lot of weekend working. When you're not at the Capitol, you have to be night and weekends taking care of your business.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Gene,
actually
with Newman
know.
Insurance. I mean, you're doing it every day.
I know a guy that was in the house that, to be honest with you, he lost his business because he got so involved in legislation, he didn't take care of his business and ended up losing it. And the way he made a living, basically. And I also totally respect those from North Mississippi and South Mississippi that have to stay here and away from their families all week.
Yeah, at their expense.
And have a business to run at the same time. Now, I agree that computers and cell phones have made a big difference in that.
Yes.
So, but it's not the same as being there and taking care of your business.
No, it's better to be in the Capitol, seeing everybody, being able to get things done personally.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about they can't, if they have a client that's got a problem, they can't just leave and, I
Right.
mean, they got bills to vote on or
Correct.
to handle on the floor
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's very difficult for people to run a business or have a job. We've had some very good legislators that their bosses have said, I didn't know when I approved you running for this office and said that you could be gone like 3 or 4 months. I didn't know it meant all the time, and I didn't know that you were going to have 3 or 4 meetings a week when you weren't in session. So they've asked them not to run for office again or find another job.
It's a commitment.
It is a commitment,
It's
and
a
I
commitment.
totally respect those guys that have to do that. We're lucky in that we're local. You
Yes.
know, it takes us 15, 20 minutes to get here.
It won't
Yes.
take that long.
Right.
10 minutes to get to the Capitol.
Just
Well,
right
if you go
there.
to New Road, it doesn't take.
But those poor folks, the poor people that have to travel from Corinth,
Oh yeah, 4.5 hours.
I mean, my gosh.
Over 3 hours to the
Pascagoula.
coast, Pascagoula, Moss Point,
Right. I mean, that's,
Picayune.
yeah,
It takes, yeah.
yeah.
It's a sacrifice. And for those ladies that are there that have children, I don't know how they do it.
This is our Supreme Court Judge, Jennifer.
Oh,
yeah. I talked to her. I called her Wonder Woman. I'm like,
I remember.
You drive. You know, you cook on Sunday lunch, and you're at soccer practice, and you're holiday, and you're a legislator. Now you're a judge, and I mean, how in the world?
I remember her saying she had to get up at 4:30 in the morning to do all the things that she had to do.
And
each
she's
day.
a wife, and
Has a business.
has a business.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, and of course, she's about as big around as a gnat. You know, she's not
True.
she's not very
Well,
big.
she's a good one. I'm
But
telling
she
you.
is, yes. But I mean, yes, it's a sacrifice. There's commitment there, and we appreciate it very much. And thank you for doing what you do.
Well,
Very
we
much.
don't sacrifice as much as those out of town.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just be honest, and
Right.
I respect and appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. One more week down.
We appreciate getting to come in every Monday. We thank y'all for.
Yep, thank you.
We thank the city of Pearl for having a station,
Yeah.
and we appreciate all.
Couldn't do it without you guys.
Well, we're going to support you.
We couldn't do it without you guys.
We're going to support
You got to be here anyway. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I look forward to what comes out and where we are next
Well,
Monday.
next Monday we'll
know a little bit more.
We'll know some of these.
Hey,
big,
we'll know about the dog e-bill.
well, the
right.
dog
We'll have a
e-bill.
pretty good idea about whether the dog
I-
e-bill is
I-
going to make it.
If I were guessing, the dog e-bill will be amended, probably with a reverse repealer plus some other thing, and go
knows?
back to them and it'll end up in conference. If that's what I'm guessing. But
I'm looking forward
I'm not
to
the
that.
chairman.
And a
of that.
budget. And a
Yeah.
budget.
And a budget.
We need a budget. All right.
We've got to have a budget. So,
Yep.
and we will have.
We will. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, y'all don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's going on this week in Pearl. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Here in Pearl, we have Trustmark Park. It seats 8,500 people. It's a great venue that we have here locally. You can catch a baseball game. We have a new team, the Mississippi Mud Monsters, so we're so excited about that. And Trustmark Park, the stadium's been fully renovated. Adjacent to that, we have Bass Pro Shop, as well as the Mississippi outlets that people can come shop and enjoy and have a great time. So it's a good place to come. It's a destination spot for our city. We did a $12 million renovation to our Parks and Rec several years ago, and what we were missing was another key area for our children to come and just be able to hang out and have fun, but also have some playground equipment that was really cutting edge. I've always thought if you can get your community together then you can have a stronger sense of community. And I think that's what Main Street brings to the table for us. And even though we're a post-World War II city and our architectural doesn't signify a downtown, we're trying to have an area that we create that people can come together and have a sense of community.
Hi folks, welcome back into this edition of This Week in Pearl. Great conversation, love talking about the budget and where that looks like we're going with that, about $7.5 billion this year. Lots of things happen, lots of moving parts in that. House and Senate have managed to get a lot of those bills, the bulk of things passed with each other. So it looks like things are moving in the right direction this year for a budget as they head that way. And then of course this big DOGE bill that they have, the House Bill 1529, there's a lot of information in there. I mean, we could have really picked that apart. If you really want to know, a lot of information is in that bill. It is HB 1529. It's in Senate committee. Looks like it may come out of committee tomorrow night at 8, which is Tuesday, March the 3rd. So you may want to check that out and just see how that goes, because it will affect a lot. And then, of course, the ABC issue that's going on right now, that's affecting revenue in the state and right here in the city of Pearl. It'll be interesting to see how they come up with some resolutions on getting some of that. I mean, $30 million of lost revenue at the moment, that's going to add up. You figure 2 months of that could be a huge number by the end of the year. So we'll see how that shakes out. Okay, so now what's going on in Pearl? We just announced last week, Pearl Day 2026, April 25th, is going to be Daughtry. Daughtry is coming. He's going to take the stage at 8:45 p.m. and Hinder will open for him at 7. That'll be right there in the north parking lot of Trustmark Park. You don't want to miss that one. It should be a huge concert. He is a multi-platinum artist, so it'll be fun. And of course, Hinder's been around. Enjoy them. I grew up listening to Hinder as well. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait for that show, April 25th and then 2026. And also the park, at the city park, there will be vendors, craft show, petting zoo, kids zone, all kinds of things going on, as well as entertainment in the park starting at 9 a.m. that morning. And that'll go all the way up until 4:30. So start your day out in the park, then make your way over to Trustmark Park North Parking Lot. Bring a long chair. Clear bag policy will be enforced, so you ladies bringing in any type of bag, make sure that it is a clear bag. Also, I want to talk about a little bit, spring break starts the week of the 9th and goes through the 13th, so not this week, but next will be the spring break week at Pearl Schools. And then City League baseball and softball practice started, that's right, today. Starts this week, starts in March. And then games will start playing in April. But if you've got questions about when do you practice, or you haven't heard from your coach or anything like that, feel free to reach out to our Parks and Rec department. They can help you with that, and visit their website as well at pearlparksandrec.com. I enjoyed bringing today's show to you. Hope you all have a great week. Until next time, I'll see you later.